I went to American Samoa. That was the year that earthquake and tsunami hit. So I did a lot of disaster relief, working with Red Cross and FEMA and all of that. So that was my soul searching time, and something that definitely brought me back to San Diego to be near my family, and it was a big part in helping me decide kind of what I wanted to do with my life. And that's when I decided to go to Mueller. I looked up a bunch of different schools and just connected with it. And I liked that I could take classes in a whole lot of different areas and healing modalities, because I wasn't quite sure exactly how I wanted to be involved in the holistic health field. So being able to look at, all of those classes that I would be able to at least have introductory training to, basic level training to, and kind of just open my mind. Nutrition was a huge thing for me, big passion. I loved that at least I could take a holistic nutrition class, an herbology class. And then it wasn't until my last semester that I just completely fell in love with everything, pregnancy and birth, during Jamie's prenatal massage class. So. Yeah, I had a really wonderful first interview there, getting a tour there. I loved the center, the wellness center. That's where I first came. I didn't go to the campus at first. I was, I just loved that atmosphere. I thought to myself, I could do this. I could work in a place that this was my environment, every day. That felt like me. So that was a great experience. And then when I went over to the school and toured around and talked to teachers, talked to alumni, I went to the first, I went to an open house. Some people know I want to do this. I want to work at a spa or a resort, and I want to, but I didn't. That wasn't me at all. I needed to continue to learn and figure out what it is that I wanted to do. Yeah, so many people don't think about if your work is that important to you, where it literally is your everything. It's not like I go to work. It's just, this is my life. Then you have to figure out a way to take care of yourself and to be able to slow down and ask for help, ask for resources, practice what it is that you are, helping to create a space like that for your clients, being able to go and do that for yourself. And I think that's the key to it all, right? Then you're better for your clients. If you can kind of do your own healing, then you can help others heal themselves too. For me, once I knew that I wanted to work with women and I wanted to work in kind of pregnancy and birth and that whole world, I really wanted a space that felt like home. I wanted it to be sort of, I think when some women envision their birth experience, they do envision sort of a warm and cozy den-like space. Yeah. So I wanted to help create that for them, to be able to come here and it feel like a living room, like you're just sitting in someone's house. I'd say from that business plan that I wrote while I was at Mueller, just bits and pieces of and some of the bigger parts of what my practice is now are exactly what I wrote in that plan that I never really thought would come to life in any way. And it's still developing. I'm still so early on in the stages of learning how to even have my own practice and how to just the ins and outs, logistics of it all. Sure. I have to go back to it sometimes and be like, what am I doing? Yeah. But it helped. It definitely did. And that's what I love about this field, is that you'll never stop learning. You'll never stop growing. If you want to, you can literally take a workshop or a training or, literally just having coffee or tea with somebody who's been in the field longer than you. Those are gems that you're learning from them, and it just doesn't stop. You can keep going and going and going. Even in my little field of pregnancy and birth, it feels just infinite. The healing touch and the nurturing touch that you're receiving in itself is important, but then of course there's so many physical benefits, obviously, of helping women. There's a lot of changes that go on during pregnancy, and so being able to provide relief physically for them, give them a space that feels really good to connect just with their baby and have that hour to themselves, especially with just busy schedules. And then obviously to give them a space to connect to themselves, to kind of check in and how they're feeling. Some women don't realize where they're even carrying stress or feeling aches and pains and this and that when they don't take time to actually just stop. Do it. If that's something you want to do and you're really interested in holistic health, even if it's just for yourself, there's so much I learned there that I just use in my daily life, even if it wasn't something I was going to be doing as my work. Right. There's so many, there's so much to learn there, and there's so many people that you're going to meet that you're going to learn from, and you're working with some pretty incredible human beings who are on a similar path, who are excited about learning and growing and evolving, being connected and being healthy. It's the best decision I ever made, for sure. When I was living in LA, I went to nursing school and had some wonderful experiences there. Actually, I think labor and delivery was probably my favorite clinical experience there. So I have that little kind of full circle. But it wasn't necessarily what I connected most to, and so I was feeling kind of lost afterwards. That was a huge part of why I joined AmeriCorps. And after going to Mueller, like, it was just, it clicked. There are days that are not necessarily easy. Sometimes it's like when you're having a rough day and you need to be that other strong support for your clients. And so there are times when you just realize I'm a human like everybody else, and I'm just learning. And but it really was the best decision I ever made, just for me, for my life, for my family. It's something that I'm really proud of, and something that I will just continue to take with me.